I hear when a woman's talking. I don't think we got enough teeth for this one.
I live inside my own world of me.
What's up, guys?
Welcome back.
Everybody's talking about Fannie Mae. But in the midst of that, you was able to find something.
Fannie's still going on. We got that. What's going on with that?
I mean, we can talk about that later if something else pops up with that. But, you know, there's some stuff that's still unveiling itself, unfolding.
Yeah.
We don't know. She's keeping real tight-lipped with it, but, you know.
Yeah, let's have another show about that.
Yeah, we'll probably
have to anyway, because it's probably going to... Some breaking news is probably going to happen.
Yeah,
soon.
I'm pretty sure this week something's going to happen. In the midst of there being a slow week, you did find a clip that was interesting. Thought-provoking. I thought it was. As soon as I heard it, I was just like, ugh. Like, here we go again with this.
Yeah, I saw your face.
Like, here we go. You didn't even have to finish the clip for me because I already knew where it was headed. It was that same little violin out. Can we just get to the clip? Because y'all going to know what I don't know. Maybe y'all got the victim mentality too, but
I hope not.
I hope not, because it's not going to serve you.
Let's
check it out.
Let's just play the clip.
Okay, let's check it out.
Black people that succeed are the exception and not the rule. And what they say to black people who succeed is to everybody else, look at them, you could do it too. The rule generally is most people don't succeed because there's too many things that are leveled against you. What they do is take the ones that do succeed and make the people that didn't feel bad because you should have been able to do this exceptional thing that happened. All everybody wants is to be regular and have a decent life. If you see black people they generally have done something exceptional. They've exceeded expectations. They have cut themselves. They have found a way to beat the eye. But they're held up at the example of the things you should be able to do when you're not. If everybody that lived in any circumstances had the ability to have a decent life, just being a regular dude, not exceptional, not unexceptional, just a regular person, I think we'd have less strife, but we don't. Because we see unexceptional white guys get to be these extraordinary things and you're like, wow.
I don't understand how you could be a white person and be an average guy and do...
He said unexceptional white people.
Doing extraordinary
things.
How do unexceptional people...
They don't.
Do extraordinary things?
It's a contradiction. You can't be unexceptional and extraordinary at the same time. He said, I see unexceptional white people doing extraordinary things. Okay. He contradicted himself a lot in that clip. I don't know if he was like trying to, it seemed like he was, because he was like, he was trying to fish for this moment of profoundness and it just wasn't hitting.
We got to get out of that victim mentality. My question is, who are you talking about?
Who's they?
Who is they? They who?
I don't get it. And then he said black people that succeed are the exception and not the rule. Most people are average, so...
And you can be average and be happy.
Right.
Like, you don't have to be striving for this exceptional or this famous, rich lifestyle. I know in our community, we have a problem with that. We strive to be this famous or to be better than them or look like I have it all put together or have everything. That's why we go out and buy cars, go on trips, want to post it online, buy clothes and Gucci. Because we live this life, this fake, materialistic life, you know, like we're successful.
We want to look successful, but not really have the foundation laid for success. Yeah, and another thing that bothered me about what he said was he said that black people that want to succeed, they basically can't because there's too many things leveled against them to succeed. Like, we gotta stop spreading this misinformation in our communities because when you tell a community that, they're just gonna throw in the towel and say, oh, okay, well, yeah, that's why I can't make it because there's too many things leveled against me and I can't succeed. Where's the fight?
You're just gonna say, oh, these people aren't letting us do this, or they, whoever they is, aren't letting us do this, or they're looking at us like we should be exceptional when we're just average and that should be good enough. Average is good enough.
Yes, be a normal person.
Be a normal person.
Average means you're normal.
And who cares what they say?
Yes, who's they? Who cares?
Care what they say.
What I can say is that I know that there is nothing that a white woman can do in America that I cannot do. I'm an African American woman, and if I want to go and do something, I can. That's the beauty about America, especially as a woman. I can go and do so many things that women in other countries can't do, and it doesn't matter what skin color I am. So we have to stop spreading this misinformation around our communities. Now, if I make certain decisions in my life that hold me back, then that's different. That's a decision that I made that was either a mistake and something that I have to correct in order to get me back on the path of being what I consider successful in my life. But it has nothing to do with my skin color.
Look, we all have shortcomings in life. We all have challenges. We all have our own stories, our journeys that we've been through stuff. Some decisions we made that were terrible. Some decisions were great. There's limitations on everyone. Are we going to be rich and famous? Maybe not. But you could be average. You could be normal. You could be a normal person and still be successful.
Because the success is built upon the goals that you set for yourself and whether you accomplish them or not. That's what makes you successful. Not whether you're a celebrity or whether you are able to be famous. That stuff is not important. It's about the goals that you set for your life and if you accomplish them. If you do those things, you are successful. You might still be an average person, but you are successful.
And I think we all forgot that it's about family. If your family is successful, your community will be successful. Multiple successful families will create a beautiful community. And it just grows like that. But we have to stop the craziness in our culture. The lifestyle that we're living in our culture is terrible. The music, the shopping, the materialism, the fight against men and women, all of that. It's nonsense.
It's time that we start calling people out when they're saying stuff that is stupid. And the fact that he has so many likes on that comment, it shows like, are you liking that because he's making sense or are you liking that because he's DL Hughley?
It's a victim mentality. We got to get out of that. This isn't the 60s. This isn't the 50s. We should be past that already. We have the internet. If you want to know anything, if you want to learn anything, if you want to be successful at, I don't know, whatever you want to be successful at, you could go look it up. You can start a business and you can start making it happen.
That's a very liberal talking point. I'm not going to speak for his political agenda or whatever, but very, very much so a liberal talking point. If there's something out there that you want to do, you can do it. There's nothing leveled against you. There's nobody rooting for you to fail. It's up to you. You make the decisions in your life. Every time you get up every day in the morning, be successful by making good choices and accomplishing your goals. Let's stop spreading these lies around our community because it's affecting the youth, the people that look up to him or people like him that have this BS rhetoric and they're telling kids that they're gonna fail because there's too many things leveled against them. I think that DL Hughley is really being a part of that misinformation crew.
It's almost like let's hide what we're doing to our community, but let's point at somebody else. Come on home, DL.
I mean, I don't know if we need him in our community. Home. Unless you're gonna get off that, unless you're gonna put the violin down and get off that victim soapbox that you're on, crying and whining. Like, stop freaking crying and whining. We are a testament to the fact that we have got it from the ground, from the dirt, and we've built everything that we have
out the mud,
and we've built everything we've had from the ground up. We barely had any help. Like, we've done it on our own. We've learned on our own. We've grown on our own, and it's been hard. It's been difficult because at times, you know, a lot of people just didn't really understand us and where we were coming from and what our journey was. But we still just tried to keep pushing forward and just make good decisions. Were we always perfect? No. Did we make mistakes coming up? Yes. But we also learned from them and grew from them, and we didn't allow anybody to tell us that what we were doing, that, oh, you can't do that because you know, because there's just so much against you that you're not going to be able to do that. So it just sucks that we just continue to have this misinformation in our community, and I wish it would stop.
Stop being a victim.
Stop being a victim and stop spreading around stuff that's not true.
Put it on your shoulders. Carry your cross. Stop being a victim.
About the misinformation thing, you sent me another clip.
Let's get into this next clip. Let's see what.
We got the keys, but we really don't know that the mortgage company is looking back like, this sucker. We show you that, when you go and you get a mortgage, you get excited, right? This is how it happens. We get excited. We go and sign a dotted line for our mortgage because you now got a 30-year mortgage and you're going to be paying interest on this. The first 10 years is interest. You're not even getting into the principal. So you're talking about you're going to pay double what the house is actually even worth 30 years down the line. And then they tell you, oh, you got equity in the house, but the equity in the house is really what you paid in interest. So that's your own money. But listen, if I don't tell you this, you're just going to keep running the same game. I'm trying to get you the information so you could break the pattern. Come on, man. Unbelievable, y'all.
What pattern? What pattern he trying to break? My first thought was interest only on a 30-year mortgage? Something ain't right here. So that's what raised red flags for me. On a 30-year mortgage, you do not pay interest only. It's an amortized loan, which you pay most in interest to start off, but you do pay some to principal. And as the years go on to up to 30, then you get more towards paying more principal than you do in interest.
But it's not interest only for the first 10 years.
No,
it's a fixed rate, and you're gonna pay the same amount a month, every month, until you pay your house off. And then also, it's so manipulative too, because I don't know if he knows this and he's just spreading the misinformation, or if he just genuinely doesn't know what he's talking about. But the only loan product that you can get that's interest only for 10 years would be an ARM, an adjustable rate mortgage. Most people aren't getting ARMs anymore, because that's what the issue was in 2008.
Right.
That's why one of the reasons why
Right.
our real estate market crashed was because a lot of people were getting ARMs, and then when the ARM was due to accelerate, they could not afford their mortgage. Most people are getting 30-year fixed mortgages. Some people do a 15-year fixed mortgage, but for the most part, you are paying interest and you are paying principal every month, until you pay it off.
Which the principal is contributed to your equity.
Yes.
You also have appreciation, which he didn't.
Right.
He didn't
touch into that. And he said that the interest was your equity. What?
Right.
No.
It's a lot wrong with that video.
I don't know if it's lies or just misinformation.
I think he's selling something. He's selling you a bridge in Nevada.
You know, the way he's talking, it just comes off very salesy.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't come off as genuine as I'm trying to teach, trying to give value. It comes off of, I want your value, I want you to pay me.
He's doing all this for the money, pretty much. He's selling something.
Credit repair and all that.
He's trying to get people that don't really understand real estate to come to his website or wherever, because he has all the answers. He's trying to sell water to a whale.
You know, it's unfortunate because he is younger, he's got a lot of followers, and they're probably listening to what he's saying, and they're probably buying into it. The interesting thing though is he's promoting you buying a self-storage facility. So get the mortgage on a self-storage facility, but not for where you lay your head.
And you're still going to have to pay rent.
And you're still going to have to pay rent along with your...
You're going to have to still pay mortgage, but it's going to be somebody else's mortgage.
Right. That's the thing. Like, a lot of people
nonsense.
Don't realize, like, you're going to pay mortgage whether you like it or not. You're either going to pay your landlord's mortgage or you're going to pay your own mortgage.
Yeah.
The benefit of paying your own mortgage is you also get equity and you also get appreciation.
Yep.
You don't get that with rent. Your landlord benefits from that.
And you can pull from that equity and refinance and use that money as tax-free money to go start a business.
Send your kids to college.
It's a lot you can do with real estate. And most wealthy men in America, in the history of America, has gotten rich because of real estate.
And don't just take our word for it.
Go do your research. Go look it up. When people start saying things like the first 10 years is interest only,
go look it up.
Go look that up.
But if you go and look up all of our founding fathers for this country, for America, most of them have gotten their wealth from real estate.
So you people that would say, but you're gonna pay so much in interest over 30 years. You're right. But what's the alternative? Yeah, what's the opportunity cost? What's the alternative of you paying more? You're gonna have to pay rent. In those 30 years of you paying mortgage, the interest is gonna be super high. Yes, you know, on a loan it'll probably be hundreds of thousands of dollars over 30 years. But if you're paying rent, it would be the same thing. You just would never see any of that money back.
You don't see a benefit to renting. You don't, because you're paying off your landlord's mortgage every month.
Yep.
And guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna leverage their debt. He's telling you not to leverage your debt, but that's what your landlord's doing. They're gonna leverage their debt, and they're gonna buy more apartment buildings for people that think that homeownership is not the way. And they're gonna continue to rent to you guys, and they're gonna get filthy rich off of people that are listening to misinformation and don't understand the way that real estate works to actually bring you wealth. It's an asset, especially when you pay it off. Then it really starts to kick in for you, because now you have something that has appreciated in value every year, and you can either use it as a income property or you can just live in it, and
it becomes an asset.
It becomes an asset for you if ever you want to sell it.
Yeah, so you could turn your real estate into an asset, and you can rent it out. You can earn a profit off of having real estate.
That's part of the American dream. It will always be that way. In our communities, instead of understanding that and learning more about it, we spread around misinformation about why you shouldn't own a home, but instead you should do this. You should buy a storage unit. Like, what?
I hope you're gonna live in.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, and then I saw something else where he said he was helping people get huge $50,000 lines of credit. If you're getting a $50,000 line of credit, but you're not preaching home ownership, I don't understand that. When credit is not even an asset, that's a liability, especially if you're running it up and you're not paying it back on time. I feel like these people, they know that people in our community want access to fast cash. I just try to stay away from stuff that
like
doesn't
that.
make sense.
Yes.
A lot of the people with the old money in our country, they have old money, they have some old real estate too, and it's worth millions of dollars. They understand, and if they understand it, then it's time for our community to kind of step up and say, well, I may not understand it, but let me learn. Let me tap in and figure out why and how I can get a part of that and how I can get into that.
It seems like it's something behind this whole conversation that people shouldn't buy houses. Like, that's craziness. Who's pushing that? That conversation should never have been a thing,
right?
But it is.
It is, and it's crazy because, you know, we're in 2024, and this conversation was never a thing to our ancestors.
No.
Like, I can look back at, you know, members of my family and the people that have purchased homes many years ago.
Right.
Black people that probably came from some of the poorest neighborhoods from the South, and they even understood how important it was to own land, to have property.
Yeah.
So it's just so weird how we've evolved into this place where all of a sudden we're spreading around misinformation about property ownership. It is probably one of the key reasons why African American communities have a high poverty rate, and our wealth, we don't have much wealth. And they run the stats on that type of stuff, and they're like, oh, the black wealth is very low, and that might be due to the fact that we don't own property, because that is included in your net worth, the property that you own.
You know, you want to buy assets. Assets are the fastest way you build wealth. That's it. You can't save your way to be wealthy.
Right.
You gotta buy assets, and you gotta invest. But this guy's crazy.
Yeah.
That's it.
I just hope that we can come to a place in our community where we pass around truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not try to make a quick
Well,
buck.
you know, we gotta want that though.
Want the truth.
We gotta want to go learn. There's an internet out there. You could go learn everything. You look it up. You know, you don't have to be scammed anymore. And you know, I know in our community we look for those schemes, but we gotta get away from that because it's just ruining our community.
We gotta dial into how things work in America. We have to have all our paperwork straight.
Play by the rules.
Gotta play by the rules.
I know it's hard.
I know, but
play by the rules.
It's stuff that you gotta do. You gotta do your taxes. If you work and you have an active income, you gotta have your paperwork straight, W-2s, your taxes.
Yep.
You have to have a bank account. You can't have one of those little credit cards that
Obama phone.
Like
come on, man, get it together.
you can have an Obama phone, but you can't.
Go get you a phone, man.
You can have an Obama phone,
damn.
but you need to have a bank account because you have to show you can play the game, and you can, but you gotta play by the rules.
Yep.
Or else you're out.
Learn how to play the game, and it's not that hard. Trust me.
It's not.
Not that hard. Take advantage of it, just like the other people have been doing for a long time.
There's nobody stopping you.
There's tax loopholes around real estate.
That's legal.
There's a bunch of stuff around real estate that you can profit off of. You don't have to do these insurance policies, and you don't have to do all that. Go straight, learn the game, play the rules.
Yeah. Don't just listen to us. We're not experts by any means. It's just we're living a life and we're experiencing things, so we're just calling it how we see it. Don't just take everything you get from online, from social media, and just run with that like it's truth. Verify it these days because there's so much going on. Just verify it. Check with professionals. Experts, professionals, people that do that job every day. Call them. A lot of times people will consult you for free if it's just informational purposes. But you can just go on Google. You can go on YouTube and look it up. It's there. It's all there. Nobody's holding you from the information.
This dude look like a scam artist, so y'all better watch out for him.
Yeah, it's coming off as scammy. He might be the next one that pops
allegedly.
up. Yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly.
It's allegedly.
We gotta start getting into
I know.
allegedly
We're gonna make
game.
these videos.
Yeah.
Allegedly scammy. But he might allegedly be the next person that goes viral that, oh, this person's taking money. With that being said, maybe we'll catch up with you guys next week if there's some more topics we can discuss. Thank you for joining us today. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video.
Hit the subscribe button.
Yeah, just tap
Don't make me pull out my ski mask.
We just was.
Oh, my bad.
We here.
I forgot.
We're here.
It's still in me. We out of here.
Good night.
Deuces.